As you can see, we were blessed with a good amount of grapefruit. This is actually the tail end of this entire bucket being full. I'm going to show you how to clean them out and section them to use for canning. So these are some that I've already removed the pith from and removed the sections from the skins. This is the peels, which I'm going to put through a food processor and then use in the garden for a deterrent for both slugs and the neighbor's cat. So here is how we do this. All right, ready? So we're just gonna take our knife and start peeling it. And you wanna get as little of the fruit on the skin as possible, but you wanna remove all the pith because the pith is very bitter and it will mar the flavor of your canned fruit. It's okay if it's a little shallow because we can just go back over. Grapefruit skin is pretty thick, so it's pretty forgiving. I'm just gonna move this into my bowl. Okay, so give it a once over, make sure you have the majority of the pith removed, take out any deep parts. Okay, and then you're gonna just take your knife and you're gonna cut along the section here and remove the fruit. And then on this next one, instead of cutting on this side, I'm gonna cut this side and just use my knife to push it out. And then if the skin comes with it, it's pretty simple just to peel it off. Typically it will peel right off of it, although sometimes you could just have one like that one. Same deal. Oh, that one's not gonna do it either. Normally you can just peel that off with your knife. And that's how you section your grapefruit. And if there's any seeds, you wanna go ahead and remove them. Oops. It's a little awkward to hold it at that angle. So the only thing I'm really tossing is the skin from the sections. And really, if you wanted to be creative, you could even save that and use it for like potpourri, boil it. But your house is gonna smell pretty citrusy once you're cleaning these out anyways. See how that just lifts? It peels right out. So there's very little waste. That one did not. Sometimes you have an odd section like that. But most generally, it's a pretty quick process. That's at the very least. See how thin that one is? It's a little harder to do. I'm gonna section that off and I'll do it in just a second. And there we go. And then this one, I'm just gonna give it a scrape. Because I want the meat, even though it's only a little bit. And then all this extra juice, we're just gonna dump right into our bowl. Because we're gonna can the juice with the fruit. Okay, so this is what the peeled grapefruit looks like in the jars. You just want to pack them loosely to about the shoulder of the jar. And then you're going to fill it to a 1/2 inch headspace, which is here on your jar. And then we're going to wipe the rim, put the lid and the band on, and put it in the canner. Now, the canner and the water are hot, but because the fruit is not as hot, I'm going to set it in a hot bath in the sink for a few minutes, just to make sure the jar is good and warm before we put it in the canner so there's no shock. But isn't it pretty? And don't forget to stir out the bubbles. And then it will process for 10 minutes once it gets to a rolling boil.